Isaiah 62. And the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness, and all kings thy glory, and thou shalt be called by a new name, which the mouth of the Lord shall name. Thou shalt also be a crown of glory in the hand of the Lord, and a royal diadem in the hand of thy God. Thou shalt no more be termed forsaken, neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate, but thou shalt be called Hephzibah, and thy land Beulah, for the Lord delighteth in thee.
Hello guys, and welcome to our channel, Beautiful Ashes. My name is Philomena. Thank you so much for your continued support, your subscriptions, your watching. Please don't forget, even for this video, to watch, to like, to subscribe, and to hit the notification bell so that the next time we post, you will get to know of our videos. And today, we have a visitor with us, a lady who has been through it all. And as they say, sometimes they'll tell you that when you come on this side of God, there are no problems, but God does not tell us that we will not have problems. He just tells us that He will be with us. And mostly in our journeys, we find that there are times when we go through turmoils, through afflictions, and we might feel like giving up. But today this lady is here to assure us that even as you walk through that valley of the shadow of death, God is still with you. So our guest today is Alexandra. Welcome, Alexandra.
Thank you very much, Philomena.
So kindly introduce yourself to us, who you are, where you grew up. Yes.
Okay, so thank you for this opportunity. As you've heard, my name is Alexandra. Alexandra is a blessed mother of 3 children, age 11, 8, and 6. I'm also a private chef by profession. I'm the 6th born and the last of a family of 6. Yes, I grew up in Nairobi, born Nairobi, everything. Went to school in Nairobi, primary level. Then my high school, both O levels and A levels, I went to Uganda. Yes, half Kenyan, half Ugandan. So I think that's the part where I was taken to Uganda. And yes, I'm glad. It was an awesome journey through my childhood and till to date. Yes.
So I'll take you back. I want
Okay.
to hear your story from the very beginning. You growing up.
Okay.
You've told us you grew up in Nairobi, but you said you're a 6th born. You have
Yes.
such a big family. How
Yes.
was it like growing up with your siblings? What kind of relationship? Were there fights? How was your growing up like?
Definitely there were fights. Definitely there were fights, I think. Yes, but being the last born, I was babied a lot. I was really babied. Yes, so it was good. Can't complain. I think being the last born, you just get it all to yourself. As I said, I was really babied, and yes, 3 girls, 3 boys, and it was good. The fights were there, definitely. I think every sibling, every family just has those fights. But yes, it was good. It was good.
Wow. I'm also the 6th born.
Interesting.
And last one in a family of 6. So I had a lot of confusion.
Okay.
Personally, growing up, because it's like I had 5 parents. Like
Yes.
my firstborn brother and the sisters, they did not know where to belong, whether to parent me or whether to be my sisters. And it felt good at some point because of the babying, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But then it gave me a lot of confusion when I went to boarding school, because by the time I was going to boarding school in class 5, I knew nothing. Literally, I knew nothing, because if I was washing dishes, they'd tell me, stop, you're a baby. So it was good when I was growing up, but it brought me a lot of confusion now going to boarding school.
Yeah.
And there's no mom and there's no siblings who are ahead of me. How was it for you? Did you get this confusion, or was it a seam-through for you?
I think unlike you, I didn't go to boarding that early. I think I went to boarding like in high school, my O levels. Yes, the confusion was there, especially for me going all the way to Uganda. I know I'm partly Ugandan, but having been born and brought up in Kenya, my whole life was just Kenyan. So being taken to Uganda, and I'm the only one who went to Uganda, it was, I cried. I cried a lot. Oh my goodness, I cried a lot. But yes, it was confusing. As in, like, why am I being taken all the way to Uganda? And as you're saying, like, you've grown up with these 5 siblings, so like they're the adults in your life, so more more parents, if I may say, and you're like, oh, now I'm being taken all the way there, so I have to be quote unquote independent, such a long distance from home, from the life you're used to, friends and the family itself. So yes, the confusion was there, but I think once I got there, I just had no other option. Like, I'm already this other side. I know I still had family there, but this is boarding. Like, you have to grow up. You have to now figure out life and how to do life by yourself. Because yes, when my siblings were there, they would do A, B, C, D for me. Like, even that washing dishes, oh, you're the baby and all that. That was not, I never knew all that because they were there for me during that time. So going to boarding was a whole different thing, but I had no other option. I had no other option. Even the tears didn't save me. The tears didn't save me and all that, but I'm glad I did. I'm glad. Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. Yes.
So you go to Uganda. You know, a few years back, going
Yes.
to Uganda was like the thing. Parents thought,
It was.
if I take my child to Uganda, they've made it.
Oh yes.
But then on the other side of Uganda, you're there, you do not have parents.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Ugandan schools do
Yes.
not even communicate these closing dates, opening dates. So there's a lot of, by the time Kenyans, there's a lot of Kenyans. Nowadays, I don't think they still go. But then, back then, there was a lot. There was a lot of
yes.
Kenyans going to Uganda for A levels,
Mm-hmm.
and it will get very serious
Yes.
in terms of what will I call it? The freedom these kids would have would be too much, and some would not even end up finishing school. Some would end up in drug abuse.
Oh yeah.
And there's just a lot of things that happen in Uganda. And I come to realize in Uganda, I don't know if it is still the case today,
Mm-hmm.
but if you have long hair, they say you're an adult.
Yes, I
So
remember.
how are you able to stay afloat in Uganda, to go to school, to finish your school and proceed to being the chef?
Mhm.
Was it difficult for you in another country to tame your behaviors in another country where you didn't have your mother or father telling you, don't do this, do that? And even with the donkeys they do in school, like Uganda, it's once you're in A level, you're a
Yes,
grown up.
yes.
How did you manage to keep yourself in line?
Yeah, as you're saying, like back then, Kenyans in Uganda was like the in thing. Kenyans, Tanzanians in Uganda, and as you're saying, the freedom was on another level. You felt like now you're in a different country and you're all grown up. The freedom was extreme. And as you say, most people I think I know, either even if they finished, the things they did in between by the time they were finishing was like, was totally extreme. Like the freedom was just too much. You mentioned something and you said donkey. I don't know if people know what donkey. I don't know when people know what donkey was, but I remember like the A levels, we would have these weekends of high school in school. We will have these partying and all. That's what I believe you meant by donkey and all that. It was I think I managed, as you're saying, I managed to finish because of the foundation. I believe that was laid already by my parents. Even if I was that far, the foundation that was laid from the word go, it's what helped me and made me finish. And at the end of it, it was about me and what I really wanted for myself.
Yes.
not everyone got the chance, the opportunity to finish. And I'm not saying those who didn't finish were not given the same foundation. Probably they were, but being that far, I don't know, maybe they just got they thought that now we are free to do A, B, C, D, and they got lost in it all. But yes, the foundation that was laid by my parents and seeing my siblings doing all that for me, I think that's what made me like concentrate and focus and really, really work my level best and finish. Yes.
Do you believe in this thing they say that if you lock your kids in, by the time they go to this kind of freedom, they are now not able to control it because they've been locked in, they do not know the world, the parents have overprotected. So do you believe this overprotection is what results to these kids going rogue when they get the little freedom
that
they
freedom,
get?
yes. To a larger extent, I believe it is. It does that to most children, because now it's like, even as I said, I'm a mother. If I tell my kids, don't do this, don't do that, they'll be like, oh, okay, so why am I being told not to do this and that? So they'll get curious and they'll want to know, okay, why am I doing this? And back then, now with our generation and our children, we have a discussion. Like with our kids, you can't just say no and it ends at no. You have to explain to them, okay, mommy, why are you telling me no? But back then, for us, when our parents told you no, that was it. You cannot even question your parents. Now, like, why are you telling me no? How will you even start that? So when they would lock you up, and then now you get the freedom, the opportunity to go out there, you'll want to now do all that, because it's like, to me, I think they are blocking a certain stage in your life. And when you get that opportunity to get that chance to go out there and get an opportunity to live that life, you will do it to the fullest, and without even thinking about tomorrow or what next. No, you'll just think, okay, I'm out here, my parents are not around, so let me take this opportunity and do it. Because when I go back home, I know I'm going back to the whole being locked in and locked up and not given the freedom and the opportunity to do that again. So yes, to a very large extent, it did play a part. It did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how would you advocate that we do it? Now, since you're parents,
Yes.
and this will be the next, in a few years,
Oh,
kids
yeah.
will be
Oh,
those
yeah.
people getting exposed to this freedom. How are you choosing to parent them now so that when this freedom comes, they have their values?
Just like having a one-on-one talk with them, because you've been through it all. You have passed through it and you know the pros and the cons. So having that one-on-one with them and talking to them like, hey, this is it. You choose to go out and club. You choose to go out and call it freedom. These are the ABC. These are the things, the advantages and disadvantages. So by the time you are out there, choose wisely. Like having a talk with them. I don't think our parents used to have a talk with us. For them, it was just no, and it ended at that.
Yeah.
But by the time you're telling me no, why are you telling me no? Is it something that, okay, even if you're telling me no, tell me, tell me why are you telling me no? This is what could happen. Then I will make the decision. But if you just tell me no and you leave it at that, okay, she said no, but why did she say no?
Yeah.
Let me figure it out. Let me figure the why for myself.
Yes.
And that is how it ends up. But now with our time, now with our generation and our children, we have that conversation. We have, okay, you have this chance to do this. But if you do A, this is what you'll get. If you do B, this is what will happen. So at the end of it, it's your decision. I have told you what will be the outcome. By the end of the day, this is your decision. Like this, that is your decision. Make up your mind and figure it out for yourself. But at least I've had a conversation. I've had a moment to like throw the light on you and enlighten you and everything. Yes.
Okay. So let's fast forward. You've gone to Uganda. You're done with school.
Yes.
and then you get married.
Mm-hmm.
Now tell us the story through your parenting, your kids, your light moments with your kids. Just a story of how your journey has been up to today when you have your third born.
Okay. So, ooh, parenthood, motherhood. It is a journey on its own. Like, you cannot even, how will I say it? You cannot even explain to somebody how it is, because it has its bittersweet moments. Oh, that one definitely has. I always say motherhood or parenthood is a job that is a full-time job. It is a full-time job, but it's beautiful at the same time. It can be overwhelming, but at the same time it's a beautiful journey. It is. As I said, I have 3 children, 11, 8 and 6, yeah, 2 girls and a boy. And yeah, they're all different in their own ways, and never compare. I can never compare them. Like, they're all unique. They can say that they're all totally unique in their own way. It's not been the easiest and it's not been the hardest. I'll say that, because yeah, they're all different in their own ways and in a very beautiful way. Yes.
How was your reaction when you got your first baby? You know, they say last borns, we are so used to being under people that when now, you know, when you become a parent, even if the whole world is behind you, it's still you who's going to breastfeed.
Oh, yes.
Still you who's going to wake up in the middle of the night. Even if your
And do
husband
it
wakes
all.
up with you,
Yes.
you do not have the option of telling him, you get up and I'll sleep. It's like it opens a new screw and a new door, I'd say that, to something you didn't even think that you had. Like, I wouldn't say there's anything that can prepare you to being a mother, because even if you are a selfish person, once you hold your bundle, it's like the world shifts. Now you're no longer the number one in your life.
Yes.
There's this small human who you can die for. How was it like for you when you held your first baby in your hands, and how was your journey? Did you get any postpartum? Did you have challenges just adopting? Because even if I said it's a human you can die for,
Yes.
the first months you're not yourself. Your body is just everywhere. And then there's this baby who keeps crying. You don't know why they're crying.
I know.
You don't know what they want. They can't speak. You don't know whether they're sick. You've never really... You know, I used to say before I had a baby that I've taken care of my sister's baby, so I'm ready.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Oh
my
yeah. Until it hits home.
Until they told
Until it
me,
hits home.
hold this baby. This is your baby. I remember the nurse telling me, you don't have interest with your baby. Because I didn't, for sure. Not because
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
want my baby. I was too tired to even... I was from theater. I can't feel my legs. So even turning, and then I have a wound, and then they placed the baby behind me.
Oh wow.
So turning
Wow.
to this baby,
Wow.
I couldn't. And for me, God was so good in my life and has been good. I've never been sick to go to the hospital to get admitted. This was my first admission. And then I had labored for so long. So my body was tired. My mind was tired. I was frustrated. And the nurse told me, you don't want to see your baby. And it's when I remembered, oh my God, I had a baby.
You had a
In
baby.
my mind, it had not clicked.
But you gave birth.
Yes. So, you know, they say it was love at first sight. For me, it wasn't. And I love my baby to death. That's not what I'm saying. But that moment, was it for you? How was it? How was the journey? You receiving your first baby. This is my bundle.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yours is a very interesting story. And I think everyone just has everyone has a story to tell.
Yeah.
For me, interesting enough,
Yeah.
it was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. I got my firstborn when I was 25. I'm 36 now.
Yeah.
I got my firstborn when I was 25. So the journey, I can say it was beautiful. I always tell people this, and they find it so weird. Like, how was it beautiful? What do you mean it was amazing? 9 months and delivering and everything. It was beautiful. Yes, the postpartum depression, it kicked in. So like throughout the 9 months, everything was good. The cravings were insane and all that. So by the time I was going to give birth, I remember my eldest sister, may she rest in peace. I remember she was there for me. She's the one who came. I did not even understand that I was due. I could not even explain. I did not even know that I was due. I had this weird symptoms coming up, so I thought I had food poisoning. Oh, shock on me! It wasn't food poisoning. The baby was like knocking, "Hey, mama, I'm coming." So yes, so my sister, my eldest sister, she's the one who came through for me. So she came, and I'm like, yo, wait, I'll be with you in a minute. So she's like, where are you going? I'm going to take a bath. She's like, yo, do you realize you are in labor? She's like, can we go like right now? I'm like, in a few minutes I'll be back. So she's like, okay, what is not happening to her? Like, what is not going on? Like, does she understand? They all panicked. My mom also, in fact, even hers was like worse. She really panicked, and she's like, okay, can you please talk to your sister? Maybe she doesn't understand what is happening and all that. But I was just listening to my body, and I was just respecting my body at that particular moment. So she's the one who took me to hospital. By the time we got there, she's like, the doctor was like, where have you been? Like, you're fully dilated. You are like, you could have even given birth like in the car. I'm like, but I'm perfectly okay. So my sister was like, okay, I think there's something wrong with her. Are you sure she doesn't need checkup after all this? But it was just how my body was. It was totally different for me. As you're saying yours, you're like, you could not even remember that you were even in labor and you had just given birth. Mine was the total opposite for my firstborn. But as you're saying, you even mentioned that holding your sisters, your nieces and your nephews, it is totally different when it hits home. However much mine was beautiful, the minute now like I gave birth, I was like, okay, this little human being is mine. This is my responsibility now. Like, she is here, and now this is a whole new chapter starting. So like I had to just snap to it and figure things out. The breastfeeding part, the whole few months, it was something totally different. You can never explain to anyone, by the way. You cannot. I think these are the things when you're told you have to fit in somebody's shoe. Like, I don't know, can you even ever fit in somebody's shoe? I don't think so. Like, you have to walk that journey to get to understand and know exactly what it means. You can never explain to anyone because our bodies are different. How we carry the pregnancies are different. My journey is totally different from your journey. It's totally different from my sister's journey and my cousins and whoever. It's totally different. So I can never explain. But yeah, mine was totally different. But the first few months, I remember when the baby was crying, and I believe that was a postpartum depression time, because there's a time she cried and I looked at her and I'm thinking, what am I supposed to do? What is not happening? I fed you. I changed your diaper. You don't have a fever. Why are you crying? Can you just talk? You cannot talk. How am I supposed to figure this out? And I remember my dad once even came to, like, that time I was at my mom's place, because the minute I gave birth, trust you me, I went to my mom and I'm like, Mom, I am so sorry for the things I've done. I'm like, yo, this is motherhood. This is what you went through. Mind you, she had 6 children. This is just my first baby. And I'm like, what is this? Yes, it was a beautiful journey, but still, even after giving birth, I'm like, wow, this is what they went through. 6 kids, and I'm here crying over one, and I'm thinking one is like my entire world has changed, like I don't know how. So I remember I went back to my mom. I'm like, Mama, I am so sorry for the things I've ever done, for the times I was hard-headed, for the times you had to hold that slipper and beat me. Of course, my mom flexed her muscles, beating me. I gave her the time of her life. So being a mother, when it now was my turn, when now it turned to me, I'm like, wow, okay, now this is reality. This is reality. So I remember, as I was saying, I remember there's a time my daughter was crying, and she cried, and she cried. And I'm thinking, what am I not doing right? Or what have I done wrong? What am I missing? So I remember my dad came, and she's like, can I just have the baby so that you rest? And he took her, and he carried her. I think I still have those photos, and I'm like, wow. Wow. Now when I look back, I'm like, oh, bless my father. So he took my baby, and I was like, I just went and slept. I went and slept, because even if you feel like you have it all, you never have it all. Your body is reacting differently. You cannot even explain how your body, you cannot even explain that I'm tired. You do not even know when you're tired. Your body just shuts without even you knowing, because it's a whole journey. Like, a lot changes physically, emotionally, and you can't even explain to anyone. So my dad took the baby, and I just slept. I remember I woke up, and I'm like, I felt like a whole new human being after all that. And wow, that was something. That was really, really something. So yeah, motherhood.
When I talk about dads,
Yeah.
last ones and dads, just because I know with my dad, may he rest in peace, when I was having my baby, I have 5 siblings.
Yes.
But when I was having my baby, my dad sent my mom to Mombasa, like for 2 weeks. Please go and see what is happening. I don't know whether he couldn't think that the baby is now having a baby, or
Yes.
I do not know. But now, from how my relationship was with my dad, when I took my baby home at first, so my mom leaves. After 2 weeks, my mom is gone.
Oh yeah.
And then now I'm left. And
You are left,
when
and
rubber hits the road, it's now me and this baby.
it is back to reality. It
This
is
guy
back to
is
you.
back to work.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So one night the baby is crying, like you're saying, and he just taps me and tells me the baby is crying. Oh my goodness. I woke up, I took the baby is crying. This guy turns and sleeps. And my postpartum kicked. And in my head, you even think of killing people when postpartum is just really bad.
Oh yes.
And I was looking at him, this guy is sleeping. This is your child. Why aren't you sitting with me?
Exactly.
And doing the same. But then when I was asking, I was telling me, I have work tomorrow, which makes sense.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
He needs to rest to also be able to go back to work. But there is that thing where you're not understanding anything. After you give birth, I think your body is zigzag. I don't know what to call it. It's just spiral.
You can't even explain.
You can't explain what you want to eat. You can't explain. Me, I feel like the 4th semester, they call it. Just like, you do 3 semesters with the baby.
Exactly.
But the 4th one,
yes.
Oh my goodness, it's the hardest. So at least for you, you say you went to a parent who might have understood you, but were there times when you even felt resentment for them? Like, you're going through a lot here in your own, and although they're helping, you feel like they're not doing what you want. How was your relationship with people around you when now the baby is here? Yeah.
As you say, yeah, I definitely felt like I'm not being understood. And it's like you expect people to, I mean, like my mom, she's had 6 kids. I expect you to understand me. But then again, I'm thinking, why aren't you understanding me? You are a mother. You ought to understand me. But it's not the case. It's totally not the case. You have to do this on your own and understand all this. They can be there, they will be there. But at the end of the day, they cannot always be there completely. They will just be there for this certain period. But you have to carry the cross yourself, and you have to understand this whole motherhood journey. Yeah. They'll hold your hand for a certain period, and then now, like, hey, we've helped you through the basic, but now take over. You have to do it. yes, I can relate to when you say, like, the baby was, oh my goodness. Have you ever talked to a child and you're thinking, why aren't you answering me back?
Yeah.
Can you answer me back and tell me what it is you want? It is just, I don't know even how to explain it. I do not know how to explain it. But when you pull, when you pull through that period, you're like, okay, wow, that is motherhood. That is motherhood.
Do you think mothers are forgotten during this time? Because for me, people brought gifts. Oh, people brought gifts. All for the baby.
For the
And
baby.
people would come and then tell my husband, hey, you did it.
I
And then
know.
the baby. And nothing, they don't bring me anything.
Yes.
All they're telling me is eat. Eat.
Drink
Oh, yeah,
porridge.
Drink. Have
Drink
you eaten?
soup.
I ate
Exactly.
30 minutes ago I was eating. They're like, eat again, eat again. I'm like,
How much more
much
do you,
more do you want me
need
to
me
eat?
to eat?
so I feel and you will share your sentiments. I think there needs to be a better way of addressing the mom during
Yes.
this time.
Yes.
Like have something. We have baby showers
Yes.
for the baby. Even when you're pregnant with this child, everyone is telling you, you do your thing, but take care of this child. No one is asking you
How
personally,
you're doing? How are
doing?
you? Exactly.
And I even feel for moms who've been there before, they know how it is. And I don't know why the community chooses to ignore the fact that this woman might actually not be okay.
Yeah.
Because it is a sickness. I keep saying pregnancy it is one of the sicknesses because your body is not fine, your body is not functioning as it is. Your thoughts, the thoughts that you're taking to this child, they matter because
Yeah.
some percentage of what this child will become is who you are
It
when
is
you had
who
them.
you are.
So I just feel, and please tell me what you think, that we need to have better, is it help groups? I don't know. To just help the mother navigate through these times.
Yeah.
Also friends, family, appreciate the mother more. Like, go see her. How are you doing? We brought you a dress. We brought you this, so that she feels, oh my goodness, I'm also valuable in this whole
Exactly.
story.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not a baby making machine. I'm actually important in this journey, you
Yeah.
know. Because I really felt, by there I felt left out. Because the only thing I could hear people say in my ears is eat.
Yes.
And at that time I didn't even want to eat. For one, because I have gained a lot.
You've really, you
Yes, I'm having confusion about
Yeah.
this body of mine. I had been told, tie your stomach. Now I cannot tie it because I've done CS.
cesarean. Yeah.
And you can imagine for me, my pregnancy was very stressful. I labored for 18 hours.
Oh, wow.
With my first baby. Yes, that's why I'm telling you I was
Wow.
beyond tired. And like
Okay.
you're saying, I also didn't know my baby's coming. So I went for shopping and the man there was telling me, you need to pack your bag. I'm not selling you anything. Go to the hospital. I'm looking at this man. You don't know what you're saying. I've read stories on Facebook and they're saying I must go under the table and I'm not there yet. So I went to the hospital. Let me just give you my story.
Okay.
And when I went, I found women doing rounds. Oh, proper rounds. Up, down. And then it was my turn. So I go and tell this lady, I go and tell her, by the way, I don't think I'm in a hurry. You can just serve those people because I'll be here for...
A couple of more hours.
Yeah, I'm good. I need you to check. I go home to pack. And this lady looks at me, tells me, just go up on the bed. And then she does. And then I'm 8 centimeters.
Oh, wow.
Still, I'm telling her, I don't think I'm ready. These women know I'm moving around. So, when I was giving birth, my labor, it was at night. There was like 50 women. But when they do the measuring thing,
Yes.
and you're not close, they don't let you go in. So the next thing she's telling the other nurse is to give me the line. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Inducing.
Yeah, no.
It wasn't inducing?
No, just the line, so that
Okay.
in case anything happens, now they can administer
okay.
medicine. So I'm telling her, no, you just serve this other. She's like, those ones, they know deed service. You're the one who needs it. And then I think they saw I would escape. So they told the lady, another nurse, make sure this one goes in. So But now, by the time, you see now I'm overwhelmed, women are screaming left, right, and center. And it's funny because I had said I'd never go to a public hospital, but babies do not have a time to come in.
Oh, you do
By
not
the time
know.
this one was coming in, my doctor who was supposed to be treating me was out of town.
Wow.
So we just resorted to the nearest.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, they're screaming. So by the time I am seeing my baby, I am tired. I was so tired. And then I overstayed in the theater as well. I don't know whether there are complications. But anyway, I digress. My story was, did you feel forgotten, even by your friends, by family? Was the child, the child dominates, and it's like your extras in a story.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I totally agree with you. Like, you feel forgotten completely. It's like you've brought this human being into the world, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like, the baby showers, they're all about the baby, as you're saying. Every other thing is about the baby. So what happens to the mother? Where the mother is still there. I mean, like, why aren't you remembering the mother?
Yes.
And I personally, till to date, even when somebody celebrates like a birthday, the first person I will congratulate is the mom. Even if the child turns, I don't know, 10, 15, whatever. Hey, first congratulate the mother. She's the one who's been there and done it all through that child's life. Congratulate the mother. Remember the mother. And yes, I think we should think of starting something for the moms through this journey. And that is where I think also that contributes with the postpartum depression. And I think it can really save a lot if you remember the mom. Don't make it all about the child. I mean, that's a blessing. We do not refuse. But do you ever remember the mom? No. Always consider the mom. Remember the mother. Come see the baby, congratulate, do all that. But check up on the mom to and fro, like every other time. And this thing of eat, drink, this and that, hey, yo. Like, hey, give us a break. Like, we are really trying to even understand our bodies and all that, because we are unique, we are special. That child will never miss milk. That child will never miss his or her food. But pumping the mom with all these things, first understand, am I even in a position to take all that, listen to me, talk to me, figure out what it is I want before you bring all this other stress, or because to me I call them stress. Don't stress me with all that. I'm also still trying to understand this whole new chapter. I'm trying to understand. We do not sleep at night. We do not, like, there's a lot to learn about being a mother and the responsibility at hand. So you coming with all this, and it's interesting how everyone just comes with, do this, do that. I'll come with my story. Oh no, do this, don't do that, don't do that. And then what will I do for myself if I decide to listen to everyone else? And then what next? What next? Like everyone, just give me some peace, give me some moment. I try and even just how will I say it? Let me just even get into this space of being a mother in the first place before you come and pump me with all these other things. It is just, it's insane. To me, it's insane. Yeah, it is.
Well, I like that you say, give me time to figure out my child. Because, and before I even go, this thing of eat, I remember.
Yeah.
When I had my third baby now, the nutritionist came to my room. And the nutritionist told me, you're not eating for two. Please do not go home and be told you're eating for two people. You're not eating for two people. Do not destroy your body.
Exactly.
This child will be fine. Go
That's
eat for the food you can eat. And even the food they're telling you to eat is new food for you. It's not the food you usually eat.
Yeah.
The doctor said, please make sure in your plate there's a healthy meal.
Yes.
Take a lot of water.
Yes.
And the baby will have milk.
Baby will always have milk.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. This child will never miss his or her food.
Yeah.
But don't tell me, now you're eating for two, there's always a flask of, I don't know, porridge, of soup, of hot water. Where do you expect me to put all this? Like seriously, when and what time and why should I even in the first place? That's why I say God makes, however much you go through all this labor and everything, God is just amazing. We are unique. We are special. However much you like, you never miss that production of milk to feed your baby, unless it's something medical. I do not know. I don't want to speak like in those terms. I'm not a doctor, so like I do not know. But you never miss milk. You never miss the baby's food. You just never. So telling me now you're eating for two, me I don't agree with that. I never agreed with that. None of my babies. I was like, I will eat when I feel like, as long as I'm making sure that I don't starve myself in the name of getting back my body. No, I will eat when I can and when I feel like. Yeah. Don't tell me I'm eating for two. No.
Oh. And now I wanted to speak even before we continue to a first-time mom.
Yeah.
Who is feeling just overwhelmed because they've given birth, and Auntie A is coming to visit and saying this about the child. Auntie B is coming with another story. There's a friend who's coming and saying, oh, my child was sitting in 4 months. And especially these aunties who come with timelines for the baby. Yes. It's 1 year, your baby has not walked. They start whispering.
It's a whole story.
Why is your baby? Are you giving them food?
Topic.
Are you giving them this? You know, it's funny, I saw a post on, I don't know whether you know Miliwa Jesus.
Yes, I do, yes.
She posted and she said that her baby is not gaining weight and she was crying. And the keyboard warriors took to it. And they were telling her, you're busy traveling. How will the baby gain weight? You're in every party. How are those two things related?
How?
This nowadays is expressing, you can express your milk.
And still the baby will be fine.
It's fine. The community has just funny ways of defining these things because parents go back to work at 3 months.
Yes.
So why does it become different? This is her job. This is what she does.
Exactly.
But I just want you to speak to that mom who is confused because someone came in the morning, gave a different what they did with their kids.
Yes.
Another auntie has come. Another sister has come. The mother has come, the mother-in-law has come. There's just so many voices.
A lot.
And kids are different. I just want you to emphasize on that. And on kids who take time to gain, maybe even with your kids.
Even with mine.
I'm sure they didn't attain these milestones at the same time. So please speak to that mom who is worried. And just from your own experience, like we said, nothing is cast on stone. Like
I said, if you remember when I began, I was like, all kids are different.
Yeah.
And never, oh my goodness, never compare. Everyone's journey is totally different. And yes, there's Auntie A, there's Auntie B, there's Auntie Z, there's your best friend, there's whoever. Everyone comes with their different stories. But I think I will always say this, listen to your instincts. By the time God has blessed you with that child, He did not make a mistake. He knows, and he knows you will pull through that journey. You are not a mother by mistake. Never will you be. And there's always that motherly instinct in you. And just listen to yourself, listen to your instincts, like respect every emotion that comes with the journey. Yes, I will come and I will tell you this is what I did with my child. Another mom will come and tell you this is what I did with my child. You are not going to sit there and start trying, okay, this is what Alexandra did. This is what Philomena did. This is what Catherine did. This is what so-and-so did. You are not making, that child is not a toy. That child is not, I don't know, some experiment you are trying. No. You have that motherly instinct in you always. Just take time, listen to your motherly instinct. Just all the children are different and never compare. Just because my daughter, my firstborn, for her it was really, really interesting. By the time she was 4 months, she could already raise her neck and do all that. But my secondborn could not do that, and I will not force her. I will not think that I've done something wrong. This is how God created the child to be. every milestone, every journey, every child has their own differences. But don't beat yourself to it. Don't think that I did not breastfeed enough. Don't think that I did not, I don't know, do A, B, C, D. I did not do this and that enough. No, they are all different. And I always say never compare. Never compare. That is, I think that's a mistake we do as moms. We're like, my firstborn wasn't like this by the time he was 3, or she was 3, or she was 6, or she was 1 year. It is okay. As long as the child is not sick, as long as the child is still very healthy, just give them time. Give them time, because that also adds to stress. You're stressing yourself, and you will pass it to, and kids are very, very interesting. They sense. They might not talk, they might not understand what you are speaking and saying, but interesting enough, they sense a lot. And they can sense when the mom is stressed and when the mom is happy and all that. Just relax. Listen, like let the child just go at their own pace. My firstborn was totally different from my secondborn and my thirdborn. Oh my goodness, my secondborn. Oh, I still today tell that story. Even now, I just tell her, oh, my dear daughter, because she's 8. Yeah. I tell her, yo, my baby, you passed me through up and down. You bounced me like a ball, like you really bounced. You pushed my you tested me. Oh, yes, you pushed me. You pushed me. But I could not do anything. That was her. Yeah. She would cry to any different sound, to any new sound. She could just see a stranger and child would cry. Yeah. She was like a siren. You'll think ambulance. I remember when my neighbors would call, did the child fall down? Are you okay? The child is just seated there, but she just wants mommy to hold. Yeah. I think secondborns just have an attachment to the moms, I think, or at least from the ones I know, they do. And child was so attached. Child could not let me do anything. And I could not, it's not like I will beat her and tell her, no, stop. I don't know. No. Just let the child be. Yeah. Let that child be. And just relax. Just enjoy the journey. We stress a lot when you start thinking and comparing, but no, enjoy the journey. When you have the opportunity, if you can be there for them till whatever age you can, enjoy the journey. If it's 3 months, then you have to go back to work. If it's 6 months, let it be. Enjoy each and every step. And that is just the beauty of it. Because if you start stressing, a lot can happen. Because we always go through postpartum depression. You do not know how it will hit. You do not know when it will hit. And you do not know for how long it's going to last. But just enjoy the journey. And let every child be. Yeah. Let every child be. Yes, it's okay to listen to whoever comes. I mean, don't shut them out. But at the same time, you don't have to listen. There's a difference. Listen and just do you. Like, it's okay, be respectful and listen. Okay. But I mean, you don't have to do what they tell you or whatever they did. That is their story. Exactly, that is their story. Make your own story. Create your own story with your own child. Just as simple as that. Yeah.
Oh, but of course, I think it's important to also remind that parent, if you see that your child has, if you sense, a parent has very active instincts.
Very.
That your child has problems, it is good to consult a doctor so that they can tell you if this is a delay or if this is something that they need to address differently.
Yeah.
So, just a few weeks ago, we had a family meeting. And I remember my mom sitting us down and telling us we have failed from how she was looking at it. She was very mad, and she had a point. She was saying, you are not passing tradition to these children. We were slaughtering a goat, and all the fathers were doing the meat roasting. So they were calling the boys because they wanted to teach them. Yeah. But the boys couldn't come out of the house. They said, we are on TikTok, we don't feel like going out and
learning this or doing what they used to do.
And I remember my mom sitting down and telling us, sit, I need to talk to you because
You are failing.
It's not everything that we gave you that was wrong. We might not have been as educated as you, but there's knowledge that we gave you that you should pass on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's going to be a breakdown. And I thought about it, and she was right.
Yeah.
So I kept thinking, what has changed? And I realized if you listen to the stories, especially of these parents now that have teenagers, is that they had a very difficult upbringing. They will always have a story, we went to school without shoes, I was beaten so much, so I don't want to traumatize my child.
To do the same to my, I want to give my
Yes.
child a better life.
A better life. I did not have this TV, let my child enjoy. But then, in this, we are caught up in this thing of giving a child a better life, and there are things we are not thinking about.
We overlook.
We are not thinking, I might die today. How will this child of mine, that I have a nanny in the house to do everything and they're in high school, how will they transition? I might, not even dying, I might lose my job today. Will this child be able to do this and this? Like you've left your firstborn in the house. Can she actually, if the nanny decides to leave when you're here, can she take up the role and be the guardian when you're not there? So I feel like maybe we are so traumatized, or us too, maybe we were so traumatized by this childhood that we are being toxic towards how we are raising these children. Like we want to be the perfect parents. Oh, my kids, they don't do anything, they're just relaxed in the house. But do you think it's good parenting? Where are we failing? What are we doing wrong? And what can we possibly do to ensure that, yes, these kids, we are giving them the best life, but we are also instilling responsibility in them.
Are we failing? Yes, we are. Unfortunately, we are failing. We have failed. Yes, we were brought up, let's say we were brought up like in a military way.
No.
We were brought up in a military way. But was it bad? Okay, it seemed bad, but did it shape us so well, or it totally did? We don't really have to do the same that our parents did, but there are some things we can pick and pass down to our children. Because as you're saying, if tomorrow I lose my job, God forbid if tomorrow I die, then what next about my child? How am I leaving my child? What will my child become of themselves when I'm not there, or when I lose my job? This whole thing of, oh, my child is she cannot do dishes, she cannot clean her room because now we have a nanny and all that. Personally, it does not apply in my house. Oh, and they know it. I even tell them, oh, even at school when I go, I'm like, I'm a military mother because I was brought up in a military way. I will not apply the same things that were done to me to my child, but there are some things I will pick and I will pass down. I will do to them.
Do them better.
Exactly, do them in a better way. I will not. Oh, I remember. As I said, my mom. Oh, my mom really whipped me. Oh, my mom. I still remember, and I tell them, kids, your grandmother, we call her Jaja because now the Ugandan side. I tell them, Jaja really beat me. Like, I'm not going to beat you the same way she did, because probably I would end up in jail. I will end up in jail, or you'll end up in hospital, one of the two. I do not know, and I'm not in the moods or interested in knowing. But trust me, like, there are things I still pass down. I tell them, yes, we have a nanny in the house. It's mommy who's paying the nanny. And until you can pay the nanny, you will do some things. You will clean up your room. You will wash the dishes. You will clean up after your mess. That is not child abuse. That is not, it is not like you're mistreating your child. No. But what are you, when this child now grows and goes out there in the world, are you ready for the world to teach your child all this, or you rather teach your child from here in the home, in the house? You rather do it as a mother. By the time your child is going out there, he or she can survive, at least can survive. That's the most important thing. And yeah, this whole social media thing, or rather internet, what's it called, phone and gadgets, that I think that's where we are really going wrong. I do not support that. I do not, even my kids know, I'm not getting a phone till I'm 18. I'm not getting this till I'm old enough probably to buy my own bundles, to buy my own airtime and all that. That doesn't, it will never kill a child. It will not. Yes, I get why you're saying your mom felt all so sad and frustrated and annoyed that you are failing, because personally, yes, there are things I've not also taught my children, like to pass down and the whole goat slaughtering and doing those traditions that you were also brought up with. Yes, there's some things I've also not done. Am I able to do them? Probably not completely. But would I love to do them? Definitely. I definitely would. And I am planning to do them. I'm definitely still planning to do them. So yeah, we are failing. We are failing bringing up our kids. We are totally failing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Wow. Yeah. On the same line, I will speak about careers.
Okay.
So, you know, the Bible says that the responsibility of a parent, it's not just to bring them up, give them food, give them whatever needs you think you're giving them. That is not where it ends. It ends at knowing what is the purpose of these kids, so that you lead them towards what God has put them.
Yeah.
And sometimes now, like me, when I look at careers now, I enjoy seeing doctors, lawyers, just things I never became.
Yes.
And it has become a habit in parents to just want to push what I didn't become, my child has to
pass
become.
it down, exactly.
And the Gen Z's generation and everything, they are thinking different. These people don't want to be doctors and lawyers. They will take makeup and bring it to a whole new level.
Yes.
They will just sit down, put videos together, and they will get millions and millions just in their living rooms. How are you working towards realizing the vision you have for your kids without pushing your agenda into their vision? Like, are you respecting that, yes, I have a son, I would want to be a mother of a doctor, but my son wants to do different. How are you realizing that?
As you're saying, in our time, we were really, it was either you become a doctor, a lawyer, these white-collar jobs. That was it, no other thing. So by the time you're telling your parents, no, I want to become a hairdresser, I want to become a makeup artist, I want to become this, that was like a no. But it's still something, it's still a career, it's still a job, it's still something, and that is you and what you want. Yes, I would love to have a doctor, to have all that in my home, but is that really what they want? Just listen to your child. I know they're still young, they're still discovering and figuring out, oh, this is what doctors do, this is what mommy is a chef, I would love to become a chef. It's okay, this is what daddy does, I would want to do what daddy does. It is okay. You don't have to have a doctor, you don't have to have a lawyer, but what does your child want to become? And the earlier, if you're blessed enough to realize it earlier, and you can really like help them and nurture it in them, that will be really amazing. Like, you don't really have to push whatever you want. If let's say personally I wanted to become a doctor, but I did not get that opportunity, and yes, I'm blessed with children, it doesn't have to be that for them. Like, there are other jobs out there. You don't have to get all those jobs that probably 6 figures or something, white collar jobs. No, gone are the days. I always say gone are the days. Let that child become whom he or she wants to become. And because you never know, it might still be even better than that doctor or that lawyer. And just be the parent the best you can and help them through it. Just be that parent to support them. The most important thing is communicate, talk to them, support them in any way possible that you can. Yeah.
I think the utmost important thing is that your child is happy.
That's the thing.
You don't want your child committing suicide because
and so many
they're afraid
do.
of blood, yet you
do.
forced them
yes.
to become a doctor. So,
Yeah.
wow.
Or to hate you, or to just become
Yeah.
like, I just did it because mommy wanted me to do it.
Yeah.
I just did it because daddy wanted me to do it. Then 5, 6 years down the road, they're like, I did it, here's your certificate. They bring the certificate to
Yes.
you,
Now
here's your
give me my
certificate.
course. Yeah.
Now I'm going to do my course. Oh my
That's
goodness,
true.
I think that would be so depressing to me. I would never want that. I would never want that for my child.
Yeah, for me, I had a career forced on me. I'm a teacher by profession. And I remember my father saying, we do not have a teacher in this family, you do it.
I know.
And I went to school and I really passed. On my graduation, I didn't tell him I was giving him back the certificate, but I've never taught.
Wow.
I've never taught. I only taught for my teaching practice. And that was it.
And that was
I
it.
told him I wanted to be a lawyer or a journalist.
Uh-huh.
So just days before my father died, like, I think when death comes, you start reflecting on the things I've done. This
Yeah.
man sat me down and reminded me, do you remember what you wanted to become? And he told me, I know you have kids now. This was just last year. I know you have kids, I know you have this and this, but go back to school. Be what you wanted to be.
Oh.
I'm glad he said it, because here we are anyway.
Yes.
But I don't know. I never really, I loved teaching. Teaching was fun. The studying, not the teaching. There's a lot of things I needed anyway for
Okay.
this other part that I'm doing now. But I just hope parents can listen better. And
True. True.
because I was even asking a friend, what do you do if this son of yours comes and brings a boy home and tells you, this is the person I love, I'm not straight? How do you approach it as a parent? Do you chase them off? Do you cast them? Do you bring them to you? Do you accept? What do you do? Even if, yes, you know, this is wrong.
Yeah.
And right now with this LGBTQ affair, where even people who are actually straight, they want to
Yeah.
associate with the trending thing.
Exactly.
There's nothing they're feeling for this person, but they just want to be famous or something. What would you do if your son came home or your daughter brought another girl and said, Mom,
Meet my +1,
Yes.
my other one.
Yes.
What will I do?
after you faint, of course. Next.
Definitely. Okay, I don't know. Let me not say definitely. Have you ever thought about it? No, of course not. Because that is not what I would wish for her.
Yeah.
But if it were to happen, at the end of the day, that is still my child. It's not like I'm supporting or anything, but at the end of the day, that is my child. Can I change it from her? No. Can I talk to her about it? And like, this is not how the right way biblically and how we were brought up and everything. I will definitely first talk to her about it and figure out how and when did you get to this and why. But will I chase my child away? I don't think, nothing will make me chase my child away. Nothing. Totally.
I think the first thing as a parent is show your kids love, then
The rest,
the discipline will come in later.
I think so too.
And you're a mom to teenagers. We will later explain
Oh,
why
yes.
that is so. What will you tell a mother to a teenager now that you're in that docket by fire? What will you tell a mother who is having teenagers in the house? These teenagers are all different. They don't want to listen. They don't want to be told. They are rebellious.
Very.
What would you tell that mom? And the child as well, if they are listening, about their relationship and how now to move going forward.
From experience, I will definitely tell a parent, a mom, communicate with your child. Listen to your child. Because teenagers of these days are on a whole different level. It is not like us in our days. Oh, it is totally different. Listen to your child. Communicate. You don't have to support everything they say. They don't have to support everything you push down on them. But just communicate. Do your best. Give your advice where you can. And I'm not saying that let them do whatever they want. No. Can you stop them? You can't. That unfortunately you cannot. But will you guide them through what you think is wrong and what you think is right? Please do. But at the end of the day, just communicate and listen to them. They want to be listened to. You cannot just assume whatever they want and you're like, no, no. These ones you cannot tell them no and it ends at no. You have to explain, like, okay, you're telling me no, so why are you telling me no? Give me reasons why you're telling me no. And that is it. Just listen to them. They want to be listened to, and that's it. Because unfortunately now we have so many who commit suicide, who become drug addicts, who get into some other totally. That's the thing. Or they just drop out and all that. And it's just a matter of taking time and listening to them. As simple as that. I think as simple as, from experience right now, as simple as that. They just need a listening ear. Just be there and listen.
Just find a common ground.
Yes.
Where you both can coexist.
Yes, just because it didn't happen for us back in the days, like your mom will just give you one look and you'll fill in the dots and you're like, okay, no more discussion. But the teenagers of now, that doesn't apply. Those looks, those eyes, that doesn't say it. You have to explain, you just have to speak it out.
Appreciate the fact that they know, for sure they know more.
Yes.
They have more in their hands. And actually, when you listen to them, you even get to learn a lot.
You get to learn a lot. You get to learn a lot.
So parents, you've had it. Being a child, a parent, a mother, a sister, it's not so easy. But like you've been told, if you have teenagers, if you have children, just learn to talk to them. Communication between this generation and the other, it's just what brings us together. We might not understand what is happening, but when we listen to them, they will sure let us in and tell us what is going on. We just need to have a listening ear. We just need to be there for these children. It's a tough world. There's a lot of things happening around us. And for sure, do not keep telling your kids that we were not doing this. It's different times. Even what the people at your age were doing back then is not what you yourself you're doing. So let's embrace technology. Let's embrace change. Let's embrace that our kids have better brains than us. I can say that. But also children, do not forget there's a saying that says, what you cannot see standing up, an elder person can see seated down. There is wisdom that comes with age. Learn to also listen to your parents. Speak to them, but with an ear that wants to also listen and learn. For parents and for kids, it's time to learn, relearn, and unlearn a lot of things, a lot of practices. But yes, if you put God in it, if you put God in your parenting, it's going to streamline it for you, because it is God who knows everything. He says he knew us even before he conceived us. He knew this generation even before it was born. So thank you guys for watching. Please watch out for the next part of this video, where Alexandra will now be telling us about her grief and the rest of the story, and I'm sure you'll enjoy. Thank you.